with the tickets, and you are able to receive one. Yes, how y'all doing? Listen, we're excited. We're excited. We are about 3 weeks away from making Make Sense with Auntie, the Youth 2026. We are super excited. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm telling you about it, so you don't want to miss it. Go ahead over to Eventbrite, get your tickets. This one is it. Literally, it is going to be so much fun. I had a fun the last time I did. I had a ball. If you came out, thank you so much for being a part. If you are planning on being a part of it this year, you will have a ball. We are literally putting together some things now for the events. We are problem solving in 2026 with our youth, and we are definitely going to make it make sense. So if you did not know about the event, I am telling you about it now. If you knew about the event, I hope you told somebody about it. If you know somebody that want to be a part of this, go ahead and tell them to reach out. If you would like to be a vendor, or if you just need to get your tickets, you can reach out over to Eventbrite. On Eventbrite, you can purchase a ticket. There are tickets that it says I'm that unc or I'm that auntie. Now, what those tickets are actually you sponsoring the youth and sponsoring the event. So you can purchase those tickets over there. If you sponsor a youth, we will provide them with the t-shirts. They will receive a t-shirt once they are a sponsor, and you will receive your I am that auntie or I am that unc shirt. So we are, listen, 3 weeks away from this event. The deadline for vendor registration is December the 15th. So I know that we're about a week away. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I thought I had it. But yeah, so we're about a week away from the deadline. If you have not signed up for your vendor spot yet, reach out, get your spot. Don't let nobody else get it. Don't sit there and think about like, oh, you should have. You can. If you can, do. If you know somebody, bring them or tell somebody, let them come out, benefit, have a good time, learn something, earn something. That's what it is, and that's what we're planning on doing. This year we are doing problem solving. So with that, with problem solving, this is something for the youth to get involved in. This is something that gives the youth something to be proud of. um this, when we come in, they will have the opportunity to work on whether it be a product, a service, something that can be beneficial to the world around them, not just for them, but it may enable somebody else to live a better life in 2026 and going forward. And we want to be a part of that. We want to just stop talk about helping the youth, and we actually want to be a part of that. And so I love to give back. And yes, it is my anniversary. It's my 2-year anniversary with Make It Make Sense with Auntie, and I like to give it back. So yes, we go to Atlanta trip, and we get to give back to the community that gave Auntie the opportunity to be who Auntie is today. To spread the word. So yeah, and it's the opportunity to go up to the battery, you know what I'm saying, like to go to Georgia. Who don't want to take a vacation? Who don't want the opportunity? And you get to go around good people while you do it. So listen, if you are free that weekend, January the 3rd, 2026, and that's right around the new year, start your new year. Listen, start your new year with the vision. Start your new year with a plan. What's up? Show out is in the building. Right. Saturday, January the 3rd from 12:30 to 3 p.m. You have something to do. Put that on your calendar. You definitely have something to do. You and the kids. And listen, this goes all the way down to ages, of 6 months. 6 months. So your child at 6 months will have something to interact. They will have something to do. They're not just sitting around. Listen, I will have snacks available, and we will have an opportunity to create, to network, to mend, to blend, all of that. Because if you know me, blood don't make your family. It just makes you related. You come out, find your niece or your nephew, your auntie or your cousin, because that's what it is about. And you will get to be welcomed into the Fruitiverse. We're not going to forget about our characters. We're not going to forget about what 2026 is about, what is about to happen in 2026. Because yes, as y'all see, it says Fruitiverse, and that is where y'all are entering into Auntie's universe. Aunties. With our youth and our young adults. And it's like mending that bridge and that gap. You know what I'm saying? It's giving them both, all of us, something that we can all relate to. And I am super excited about that. So, and I'm very, very excited. So if you are a vendor, if you have a business, if you would like to be a part of our swag bags, you can go ahead and reach out. Again, the deadline is the 15th, December 15th. That is fast approaching. The holidays is coming up, so you want to go ahead and get everything out the way. If you still want to make any donations for the holidays to any of our youth and young adults, you can also do that as well. If you would like to make the donations through Cash App, you are able to do that. However, if you would like to do your donations through PayPal, PayPal. We also have Zelle, or I can, directly send you an invoice. I'm trying to set up one of these new apps they have that I can do it where you all are able to do the donations on there that makes it a little bit easier. And I'm also trying to set up something with the bank so that we can have that account set up. And I am gonna be paid. Let me fix my clothes because y'all know I got people that be following and be watching me that be mad how I be dressed on my show. But anyways, we're gonna get right into it tonight, right? Listen. So y'all know it's Auntie, and we're gonna make it make sense. And I don't know, I've been busy, the world been busy because the stories that came this week, they was coming. It's some stuff that I need help making make sense tonight. So like for real, I have a couple of I have to make sense of some of this stuff. Listen, and we're gonna go straight to grandma. We're gonna go to Miss Maddie. So Miss Maddie is the 82-year-old female that was charged with murder after fatally shooting her boyfriend. Now, the reason this story came to me, people was going wild, and this is not, because I know this somebody, grandmama, somebody, mama, literally somebody with, they had the reference of who she looked like. My whole thing is at 82 years old. At 82 years old, I better not have to shoot you. Baby, he was 75. Let me go back over to this thing. So, her her boyfriend is 75-year-old Mr. James Larry Jr. He did end up losing his life. Walter talking about now that is a mug shot. See, there you go with the mess. That's why they sent it to Auntie to tell Auntie to make it make sense. And here you go, straight out the gate. Just straight out the gate. Everybody say they say she look like James Brown. I was trying not to go there, but people made the comments, and grandma taking people out. So I'm just saying we're gonna leave grandma where grandma at. But what does it say on December the 2nd?
Gonna kill myself.
Like for real. So on December the 2nd of this month, the 82-year-old Miss Maddie Crockett has been arrested and charged with murder after calling Tunica County Sheriff's on herself. So she bought that life. She called him on herself. Hello, I want to call y'all, tell y'all I just shot my boyfriend. So they came, picked her up, took her to the hospital, checked her out, where she was actually they deemed her okay. They took on down, and she is being held on $100,000 bond. Now, Miss Crockett, I don't know what that man did. Walter said Maddie took him out. Laugh out loud, great story. Yes, Walter, she took him out. She ain't even play. I don't know what transpired prior to. I do not know what happened. She busted the cap in his ass and see show out. Listen, I don't know. But at 82 years old, baby, Maddie said she did not want to play. She ain't want to play. And I'm telling, and I ain't trying to be funny, but Maddie is old, and she probably is at that age where, you know what, baby, I am who I am. I said what I said. I did what I did. Let me go on in here and lay it down. Jesus, take me home. She burned the beans again. Man, listen, baby, I don't know what she did, but I know, listen, somebody died that ain't never died before. I promise you, listen, she ain't play. She wasn't even, baby, she called them on herself calmly. Hello, I just shot my boyfriend. Maddie didn't care nothing about no beans. Maddie said enough was enough. But prayers, and I mean, we making a little light of a situation at this moment, but it's not a funny matter. And my condolences, prayers to the family. But me, seriously, on a serious note, at 82 years old, I want to know, what do y'all think was going on in that household? Because and Maddie was a cougar because he was 75. She warmed him for touching her pot. You know what? See, y'all gonna stop with the pots. Listen, Maddie says she's sick of this shit and she wasn't having it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he did, but I'm telling y'all, Maddie looked like she sad and she didn't want to be bothered. And listen. I'm just saying, at 82 years old, they done took this lady to jail at 82 years old. What can Maddie do? Well, no, we ain't gonna say that. But we see what Maddie could do. We ain't gonna say that. We're gonna have to, and I'm not being funny. I know somebody want me to be. Walter say you gonna eat these beans. No, I'm not. Oh yes, you. Listen, I ain't finna do this. I can see it though. I can see it. I I can see Miss Maddie. Yeah. But Miss Maddie wasn't having it. But we gonna Miss Maddie. Listen. I don't know. I want to know. I'm gonna have to look more into this because I want to know what happened. I do. I want to be a little bit nosy. I want to know what it was that drove Miss Maddie to the edge, that made Miss Maddie decide to just, you know what, I'm done, and I'm out. I'm out. Like for real. Like I ain't even gonna lie. She like the real to me right now. She's the MVP. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I say that's what stand on business look like. Right there, 82 years old. And if you don't know, like them old gangsters, they really ain't never cared. So, and Miss Maddie looked like she ain't never cared. She looked like she sell good frozen cuts, but like she ain't never care. And she'll beat you and all your homies that come along with you. So I don't even, I want to know, but I'm gonna keep looking to see what about Miss Maddie. Now, Miss Maddie was standing on business, but now we're gonna go to somebody who this one here. I'ma dance on him because this bastard is right here from Florida. What it say? He wanted sex and she's let the gun talk. Yes, baby, she did it like she was Lil Wayne. But we finna go to a nasty one, a disgusting one. And I am so, oh, Florida. And as you see, it say Tampa. But listen, we're gonna call you out because you are disgusting. We're gonna take it, bring it home to my stick. We're gonna bring it right here. Well, Mr. David McKeown or whatever, like McKeown, McKeown. We need to make sure we spell it right so we know exactly who he is. But anyways, 47-year-old, and he is a teacher. Well, was a teacher at United Brethren in Christ Academy. While I'm not surprised, we'll go. That's for another whole story. But this bastard just caught 135 years. And listen, the reason why I call him that is exactly what he is and what he did. And I ain't no way. So this sir, the gentleman, the whatever you want to call him, was arrested. He, and like I told y'all, he is a 47-year-old sixth grade teacher. So he works around our children. This bastard decided to, not only was he watching child pornography during the hours while he was at school and at work, he was literally taking pictures of the children and recreating them with AI. And he was selling them and passing them around all during on Discord. He literally he was so busy. He was so busy. DC, by chance, do you have his picture? Because I really want his picture. I don't remember if I have his picture. I didn't. But
I don't. I
because
do not.
you
I don't.
don't, I'm
I'll
gonna
look
have
it
to
up.
try to find it because this bastard, not only did he do this, so he was charged with, and when I say the last one is why I say what I said, he was charged with 1 count of aggravated possession of child pornography, 18 counts of possession of child pornography, and 6 counts of sexual conduct with animals, which tells you he will have sex with any and everything. He is disgusting. So the fact that there are children that were in these pictures, I need some children and I need parents to tell me like what really happened, what's really going on. And I'm waiting on the stories to come out about the kids telling us about him touching them. Because if you watching porn, making porn while you're sitting in the kids, tell to the no, what is going on here? Exactly, show out. This and he's a teacher at a Youth United Brethren in Christ Academy. So once again, you are somebody that goes in the Lord's house and you want to play. There that bastard go. There he go. Right him. All of him. I pray he get everything that he deserves. For the children, this bastard. Listen, Mr. McCowan, David McCowan, with your real nasty ass. And I'm gonna tell you, you age like a mug, baby, because we the same age, and there's no reason why you look like that. But anyways, um, to know that you are around people's children that trusted you, that you went under God's name and you are around people's kids every single day. To know that you have been taking pictures of these children and you have been distorting them with AI for your own benefit and to not even stop there. Because I know right now it's somebody somewhere that's trying to defend you. Somebody. Family pet. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Annie. Yes, Miss Annie. He was caught. He had some pictures when they arrested him and they started going into his accounts. He had pictures of him having sex with the animals, with their pets and things. So yeah, he real nasty. And he deserved everything. He must not have seen what they did to Dominic up here. But he played too much. He really did play too much, and I mean, you gonna get what you deserve because, baby, you touched them kids. You literally have distorted these children's like to just know. Like, and I mean, you're a sixth grade teacher. You're sixth graders. Like sixth graders. My grandson. Well, no, he ain't. I think eighth, ninth. But sixth grade kids, baby, you literally around here with sixth grade kids distorting their pictures, manipulating. You have AI. I mean, if you wanted to be disgusting, you really didn't have to involve any of the children around you. You didn't have to do that. I mean, and I don't know. You're disgusting. I pray to God. Well, we've already seen you got what part of what you're gonna deserve. But when you get there, I'm pretty sure it's some people that's waiting to meet you. And I mean, they waiting and they're gonna be friendly. Very, very friendly. Like you was with them. They're gonna be very, very friendly. Now, we gonna go in. We gonna let's see what it say. What was the comment? That's why prison gonna get him. Oh yeah, baby. Some of them ain't gonna even let him make it. Even when he get to prison, baby, they ain't finna play with him. I'm gonna tell you the worst thing, and when you go into prisons and the jails, and I talk to some of them, these young men too, and not even just because I done been in them, but like when I talk to some people that's when you think like these men that go into these jails, you have to remember you are around, it's like certain cliques. And you have to remember the mentality of the person that you going to jail with. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to remember, you got some of the men that's sitting in prison that are in there because they were just as nasty or wicked or despicable as you. And then you got some men that's in prison that's really missing their kids. Like that's real deal fathers that are real deal like missing the ones that are around them. So the fact that you done hurt when you were able to be around them is what people don't think about. So they don't think like y'all ain't ready for auntie conversation because y'all know auntie be way over y'all here sometimes. Sometimes I be but just think about it. When y'all be sitting there saying about, oh yeah, they're gonna do such and such, it ain't even about that. The reason why they're doing it because you are taking a person that has had the opportunity to still be around children. Now you have taken this person and they have destroyed not only the opportunity, but the child. Now they are going into a prison where people that want to be on the outside, that would literally give anything to be on the outside, to be around kids. And this is what they've done. So they willing to risk it all too, my boy. You ain't think them 135 years is gonna come at you, but you got just what you deserve and way many, many more. You got a whole lot more stuff coming to you. But and I'm telling you, like it's a lot of stuff that's finna come to you, and you deserve it because you were a man of God, supposedly. Who Jesus? Literally, you was a man of God. You betrayed these children in an educational environment, in a religious environment, in a parental environment, as far as a confidant. Like people like you make me sick, and I'm because I am in those roles, and I don't like nothing or need anything that will tarnish that with the relationships that I build with youth and young adults. And you are destroying them. You are the reasons why people like me are needed because these children have to have somebody to talk to after they have dealt with a life or been around or been involved, not even if it was direct, but indirectly. You are people that shape some of the people that are in this world. Well, not some, the people that are in this world, which y'all fail to understand. Everybody want to say, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't mine. It do, and it does. Y'all out here shaping children's lives, sitting around here making decisions based on what you got going on, not thinking about these babies. And then you're gonna release them on the world. Then when they grow up to be all types of everything but what they supposed to be, they have to be penalized because they made a decision based off of something that somebody did to them. It's not fair. Make it make sense. But we will digress because they're gonna get your ass. Now, this one here, I thought it was cute because I am a parent like this here. We finna go to daddy this, but we finna go to a daddy that don't play like that. We finna go over here and check out daddy because daddy, like, listen, daddy does not play. And we are proud of that. We are definitely proud of daddy.
Not down. B. B. Disrespectful to anyone.
Listen, shout out to that father. We shout out to him. He has not only taught that little boy, he is teaching that child respect. He is teaching that child, baby, listen. He is teaching that child to be a man. He is teaching that child accountability. Do you understand that he is learning the consequences for every action? There is a reaction. Shout out to that father. Most definitely shout out to him. And I'm gonna tell you, it is not abuse because every time that child move, he is explaining to him what that child has done, and that child knows why he is being punished. I guarantee it's gonna be a long time for that little boy to decide he want to be disrespectful to anyone. So good job, daddy. Most definitely good job. I'm saying, so do y'all think he wrong for that? Walter, how you feel? Y'all think he wrong? Would you do that with your kids? Because I know I will. I've done it. I've some of the ones that's been around me. I done did that. Mm-hmm. Y'all see my cut? Listen. If y'all ain't tried it, and this ain't even no paid part, it ain't. But listen, y'all need to go check out that SpongeBob meal at BK for. And I ain't just saying that because I worked there. That strawberry pie is everything too. Yeah, everybody going crazy. I ain't even know. I ain't even listen. So that's okay. I'm gonna tell y'all before I go into my other stories. So I do realize I be having my moments where I don't be really paying attention. It said Walter, he should have a longer speech and use smaller words. He couldn't even say disrespectful. That's okay. I bet that listen. I mean, I can understand why you say give him some long words, some short words, but I wouldn't because guess what? Disrespectful. The behavior, we not shortening that, so I ain't gonna shorten the word for him. If anything, the next thing see with me with an educational background, the way I would have did it was once he got through out there exercising and pushing up and all that good stuff, he would have been in there writing like he did when you was in school. I will not be disrespectful because he'll know exactly how to spell the word. He would have knew what the word meant, like for real, for real. Mm-hmm. See, I would because I'm one of them. Like, yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm one of them parents. I'm one of them aunties that that educational background will kick in on me sometimes, and you will find yourself sitting down writing, drawing. I don't even care if you write and draw bubbles, but when I'm done, you better be able to explain them bubbles and what they meant and how they related to what we had going on. That's all I'm saying. Just got to make it make sense. But he did definitely understood what disrespectful was, and he know not to do it again. So shout out, Daddy. Mr. Show Out, how you feel? Was you doing it? Is that too much pressure for your children? Do you feel that those responsibilities to be put on kids? Anybody, y'all put y'all comments down in the y'all send them in. I'll read them. Definitely going to read them. We're gonna add, huh? Listen, I know it's a busy show tonight, but we gonna go into because y'all making it make sense in 2025. I'm gonna do a countdown like next week. But this one here, we're gonna do the I want y'all to send me in. So y'all send me in the craziest moments for 2025. Make it make sense moment for 2025. So whatever your craziest make it make sense moment of 2025 was, y'all send them in. You can send them in videos, and I'm gonna get it put together. And everybody that respond, I'll try to get it on a video that I can play in my show next week. I'll do some, put it in the box, speaker response, and do all that. The part of my 2025 moments, y'all can send in your video, your 2025 moment, and I'll get it for my show next week. But this one here, this one has hit the internet. We talk about daddies. This one here, this daddy is a little different than the other one. So, um, yeah, if you have been on social media, if you've been around, you've seen this picture that has been circulating. And in this photo, there's a photo of a daddy daughter. Now, the the photos that I saw that came out from this were very inappropriate that I felt to me. The very first photo, there is a video. I'm not sure if we had that video, but there was a young white woman that actually brought this to light because she saw the father actually lean in to hug the young lady, and he began kissing her on the neck. This is his daughter. Let's say his blood daughter. This is his child. He was kissing her on her neck, which the little girl seemed to be, uncomfortable with it. So the passerby watched for a moment. She watched for a while. Then she began to see him do a little bit more inappropriate stuff, whatever. Not so much as sexual, but it was inappropriate to her, especially for a father and a daughter. Well, as she is going on, she actually sees that the father has photos that he's like strolling through photos and looking at of his daughter. Now, now this whole thing is inappropriate to me because I've never seen that type of father-daughter relationship that was appropriate. And I'm a daddy's girl. Do you hear me? I am a daddy's girl. But I wish to hell my daddy would have kissed me on my neck. I would have punched him in his throat. I'm just saying. And then I read some comments. People were saying, "Oh, you just because you don't have It's certain things in certain, cultures, yes." And I know I did see some comments. People said, I think he had made a statement that Americans make things seem inappropriate. No, baby, sometimes Americans call things out for what they truly is. And I'm not being funny, and this is no disrespect. Sometimes there are things that goes on in other countries that we don't play like that about over here in the United States. Just like it's a whole bunch of bullshit that goes on in the United States that should nobody play about. Now, when I seen these photos, because y'all wanted my outtake on these photos, I'm going to say what I say. They're very inappropriate. The mannerisms in these photos that I have seen, and there are a lot. So if you get a moment, you can go find it. All you gotta do is type in daddy daughter photos, and I'm telling you, it's gonna come right up. Listen, the photos are inappropriate. I went through some photos, and there are actually pictures with them dressed alike, as if they're on a date together. It's inappropriate. Daddies, I understand there are some close relationships people love on. You know what I'm saying? There are loving, holding hands, all that. But there is a level that it goes from being a father-daughter bond to that's just creepy. When it gets to you responding to your child with certain mannerisms, it say he should have a longer speech and use smaller words. He couldn't even say, Oh, disrespectful. That's right. It froze. It said the story is that there are a French couple who moves here and there are a close family. The restaurant they are at said they come in like that all the time. Right, but they're not a couple. They're a child and father, which is a problem, and that's what the issue is because he has they somewhere else, and other people have begun speaking out on this whole couple, and you know what I'm saying? And this is if this is his child. And I am going to, and I will tell you this. Studying, criminal investigation, studying and working in various fields, there are some situations and relationships with people that people believe that they are couples. People believe that that is what is going on. And these are children, these are kids that are involved in tracking situations. So we have to be very careful, very well. I don't know where this little girl come from. I don't know how old this baby is. I just know that to me it's inappropriate to ask for auntie opinion. I can't speak for nobody else's. I really do think that this is a very inappropriate relationship. I do know that like I said, in other countries, you have to respect what's going on. But the fact is, I am hearing comments from all over the world that say that this is wrong. And I know, yeah, he gonna respond, but sometimes if you're guilty, you gonna respond like that because you don't want nobody to know. It said people need to mind their business. They said he does it with his wife, and his wife does it with their son in the restaurant. And that ain't see now you finna make me go down the rabbit hole, Walter. I ain't know all that was going on. So, and I'm gonna tell you, it's loving to a certain degree. But if that's how the mama and the daughter, wait, so the daddy act like that with the daughter, and the son act like that with the mama. Yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I'm gonna have to find out a little bit more on that because I ain't even finna speak on that because I don't know nothing about all that. It say the eatery interview told the truth. I listen. I don't know. I now you making me want to go down the rabbit hole, and then I might not want to go down that rabbit hole because that sounds like a whole lot of too much going on. I it's too much touchy feely with me for me. That's just that's just a little bit too much for me. I'll pass on that one. I'm gonna just pass on that one. But if you have comments, if you know some more, like Walter said, if you know a little bit more of the story, well, look, we need to make it make sense. I ain't out here to lie on nobody. I'm just telling y'all what was sent to me, what was said, what I seen. If it's more, if they are a couple and that's not his daughter, then all respect. But if that's his daughter, then I'm gonna take his ass down. I'm just telling you. All due respect. I don't play like that. So if that's his daughter, we gonna respect them as a couple. And I'm gonna be honest again. If it is something inappropriate going on, and you telling me about his wife is like this, that, and the other, baby, this go to her too. I'm gonna call her out too. So they start posting pictures about her and the son, baby. Just believe she gonna be on Make It Make Sense with Auntie, because that's what has to be done. Y'all need to make it make sense because it don't make sense to me. I'm just saying. They say if you don't understand, ask questions and keep asking till you get the answer. I'm just saying. So we gonna see. We gonna see now. Walter done shook it up a little bit. Walter said that's supposed to be the couple, and they ever let what I'm saying. They said the restaurant in the interview said that they do this. So we gonna go back in there and see some more. Cause I know I seen it was like 197 pictures that they had circulating and different stuff, and ain't none of them tell me that was his wife or the girlfriend. They all said his daughter. So I don't want to be out here lying on nobody. I'm gonna go check again. But if that's what it is, I'm gonna call your ass out. I'm gonna call your name out the next time, cause then I'll be done found out who he is. Now, yeah, now my next story, and I'm telling y'all, these make y'all really did listen. Y'all went out and found them. Make it make sense. We gonna try to. This next one, could you imagine? Well, I know you can't even imagine. So this story is there was a young man that no, we ain't even gonna say that. How do you think you will respond if one day you just sitting at home and you go out in the yard, your dog playing with something, and when you turn around, you realize that what your dog is playing with is not a toy, not a stick, but it's actually a bone. It's a bone. And it's a human bone. This young man, Mr. Curtis Taylor Jr., went missing about 2 years ago. And this is, it's a sad story. Um, it's truly a sad story. I did go and watch it, but I am going to definitely keep up with this one. So Mr. Curtis Taylor went missing back in June of 2024. Was it 2023? He went missing. And the family, he was supposed, okay, so he's legally blind, legally vision impaired. He's legally blind, but he can see a little bit. So he is legally blind. And that is a thing because literally on paper, I am legally blind, but I can see some stuff. But this young man, so he was living with his mom. He decided that he was going to go visit his dad for a couple of weeks. They lived in the same area. So he left to go stay with his dad for a little bit. Well, after 2 weeks, mama didn't hear from him. So mom just thought he was over with his daddy at his daddy house. Mama found out he never showed up to his daddy house. So now we trying to find out where my son, what's going on. Time goes by, nobody hears anything. They can't find him. He's just missing. One day a neighbor is sitting in their yard and they dog show up, and the dog shows up with what they later discovered was a skeleton with human remains, and it was actually the skull. About 4 months later, this dog actually showed up with more parts and did it for four different occasions. So, I mean, I have so many questions about this story, like so many questions, so many questions. And if y'all want like these stories keep coming, y'all can go ahead and send y'all donations over to Cash Out Auntie 24. Listen, Auntie 24, yes, keep them going. And I appreciate each donation. Thank you so much. I do. I appreciate them all. Thank you so much. I don't care what you donate. It doesn't matter. Anything. Auntie AUNTI 24 over on Cash App. Auntie 24. But yeah, so this young man, Human Bones, the dog comes back four separate occasions within like 4 months strand. So every 3 to 4 months, this dog would show up with a bone to this house. And these people are finding these pieces of this bones. They're turning they calling police are coming. The police came out, searched. Nobody found any remains. Then dog shows up with another bone. Well, the young man has been identified. Like I told you, we don't know what happened to him. They did say that the skull did have a bullet wound. So we do know that this young man, this was not something that, it was not a natural death. This man's life was taken. So it is a homicide. They are looking, still searching. I just have so many questions because I was like looking at the time frames and y'all know I'm a pattern person. So I immediately look for patterns in certain things, situations. And soon as I seen it and I looked at the number of times and I'm looking at what was going on, it was like every 4 months. So did we have somebody that's releasing, letting it be found? I don't know. But we gonna see what happens. But it was confirmed that this is this young man. We are, the family can put him to rest. But I know there are so many more questions. The night that he left, they said that he was impaired. So I don't know if he had been drinking, if he was on some, but he was hanging out, having a good time. And so now the family has been left with questions. And, so it's wild to just know you leave to go out for the night, to go out, do anything, and you lose your life. You like literally lost your life, and to be the family, that's finding the remains, and I did, and I also seen that the lady, or the person that owned the dog that was finding these parts, died in a car accident. So our condolences to the family of them as well. But like I said, this rabbit hole, I just got too many questions. So I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, dig a little deep. Got to. Got to, because these like listen, the worms hold, they open it up, they pull an auntie inside, and so I gotta know. I gotta know. I just got to know what really, really happened, like, because it don't make sense to me. It just sounds a little suspect. How is all playing out? And I mean, because I don't understand, like, what is dog? Oh, and they did. So that's all I was just gonna say. Well, I was gonna say I don't understand. So when they were looking for the remains and trying to figure out like where these remains were coming from, they actually had to go as far as putting the GPS on the dog, and letting the dog just roam until the dog actually went back to the spot where they were, where the bones, where they was found the bones and stuff. So they like it was a lot. It was extensive what they had to go through, but they did. They searched the areas and until they found other bones. So hopefully they'll find all of his remains so that he can be, laid to rest peacefully. But now his parents do know what happened to him. It's sad with that outcome. But Mr. Taylor Jr., our condolences. And listen, before I leave up out of here, I got a story for y'all that y'all gonna have to help me make sense. And this is one that we seeing a lot of this, and it's been going on for a few years. This has been going on with and y'all know I live in a hotel. So I live in a hotel. Y'all know I've been staying in a hotel. And I know this thing here get expensive. It get expensive. Um but this next story, because I know, like, I actually know some people that have like actually tried to pull stunts like this, and I have actually seen, we've seen multiple stories of this going on, and it's with these Airbnbs. And then I'm gonna tell you, this is how people mess up a good thing for you, because you see it every day. We see the people with the foreclosures on the house, and we see these people going in, doing what is it, the reverse. But we're gonna talk about this story, and then I want y'all to respond as the owner, how you would respond. And do you feel, nah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. So we're gonna go to the hotel. We're gonna talk about this hotel lawsuit. Well, the Airbnb lawsuit.
You have to read it. You have to read
Okay,
it.
Latasha Brown is I seen it. Latasha Brown. Let's see, I can't see. Oh, there it is. A public school teacher has filed a lawsuit against True by Hilton and several management companies. Now, listen, this one here, we're gonna talk about Miss Tasha. She had been living in a hotel since separating from her husband in July of 2024. Now, Miss Brown, if you know me, let's see. Okay. So now this young lady, well, this little bad judge, she says that her husband began stalking her using GPS trackers, showing up at her job, and even hiding in her trunk. So we know what we're dealing with. We know what we're dealing with. We already know what we're dealing with. We know exactly what we are dealing with. The surveillance footage from September 2024 shows Brown checking into the True by the Hilton. So we see that this lady has separated from him. According to the suit, Brown's husband later arrived and got Brown's room number and a key from the clerk. Body cam footage later showed the moments Brown flagged down an officer after she says that she escaped hours of abuse.
You let your hair
Baby,
down. You
listen.
think that you're going somewhere, you're safe, and you're behind this big heavy door. But there's a key that works, and they can give it to anyone if they're negligent. And anything can happen to you once that door opens.
He didn't even know the room number.
So
I don't know how he.
Okay. Now, this story right here, baby, it touches all the way home. I had an incident at a hotel. I have a gash in my head and a story to tell about an incident at a hotel with them giving keys to rooms. I did have an experience that here in hotels, so I know what that is like. I'm also a domestic violence survivor, so I can only imagine what this young lady went through at the hands of this hotel. I'm telling y'all, I do. Baby girl, go get you a hotel. Go get you a hotel. And to the person, baby, listen. So what happened was this young lady ran from her abusive husband, got away from him, went and checked into a hotel. The clerk at the hotel gave her husband the keys to her room, where he went in this lady room, kidnapped her, attacked her, beat her, abused her until she was able to escape from this hotel room. But it was all at the hands of the clerk downstairs. And I know y'all don't want to take accountability for that, but baby, this is your fault. Because I'm pretty sure when that lady was standing at that front desk with you, checking into that hotel, she made you aware of the situation. She made you aware of what was going on. She probably was fast talking, sweating, couldn't even calm her nerves down. That lady let you know every single thing that was going on, how she hoped this man don't find her, all this, that, and the other. And I'm gonna tell you, it's so many people that they tell you, oh, you got to stay out of people's business, you got to mind your business. And sometimes you got to step in and you got to mind yours. Sometimes you got to sit and stop with that egotistical bullshit that y'all be having going on. And yes, I said that because it's a lot of times that I done been in them situations, whether it's a man or a woman. When a person in a toxic relationship, you got the people that's egging it on, it ain't nothing good about that. Because even when I get mad and I get upset, I feel bad. I get upset. If I get upset, I feel bad when I'm done. When it's going through some shit with domestic violence and you have people that want to come back to you and apologize, you can't say I'm sorry. You can't never take that back. You cannot take that back. So I truly listen. And I love the Hilton. But I'm telling y'all, baby girl, go get your money. Do what you gotta do. And some of y'all in these hotels, if y'all know situations, y'all think y'all being funny. Some people want to be a part of stuff. And then if you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? If you did not know, if she didn't tell you, which I seriously doubt, but if she didn't tell you the situation, then, you know, my apologies. But if you knew and you felt the need to get his man in the rooms with some BS about, oh, that's her husband, or he came there and said this, that, and the other, and you are around in 2025 and you let that BS go on, you are a part of the problem. It says, Amanda, this is why it is always important for women to go to a family member, especially for that first month when you leave the crazy ones. And that's only, baby, Amanda, that's if you got a family like that, mama. Because you got some of these families out here, baby, that'll sell you out to that person just because that person been doing for them. You have to be careful who you call family. And I don't care. And you have to be careful because I know it was sometimes some situations when I was going through it, I didn't have no family. I couldn't depend on nobody. And it was for whatever the reasons was being. And you can't blame nobody for what they got going on and what they're going through. But you really can't depend on nobody but yourself when you're going through a situation like that, because you can't have expectations that nobody's going to be available for you but you. For real. And if anybody that you know going through it, y'all need to call somebody, call 1-800-96 abuse. Y'all need to call these telephone numbers. If you know something, say something. For real, don't be covering up for nobody, talking about no snitch. All this stuff is too much going on. It's too much happening. And we thank God that she survived, baby, because that right there could have ended so much different. That could have been so different because he had her locked into a hotel room that somebody gave him a key to. So whatever would have went on in the room, nobody would have knew until they would have came in to go clean up. And trust me, I done been locked in a hotel room and not able to get out of a hotel room before. Yes, that's what it's like when you have been held hostage and you have, and yeah, I done lived that. Definitely have lived all of that. That is a very, very scary situation. And we are so grateful that she actually made it out of that. We are very grateful that she made it out of that. But baby, go get your hotel. And this one here. So Mr. Dominique Goodman was gunned down in the parking lot of Bojangles after he went to the restaurant because his daughter, who works there, called him saying that her manager. So the manager had been picking on her. The manager was sent home but instead of going home, he remained in the parking lot where when Mr. Goodman arrived and tried to speak with him. The man got out of his car and fired shots, killing him. So this man actually came up to the job to protect his daughter, and instead of the manager leaving, he decided to shoot and kill this young lady's father at the job. I don't know what's going on. Like I tell y'all, in this fast food industry, it's a lot of people that's working in fast food, and I understand you need a job, but you need to stay home. If your attitude is not built for that, you don't need to do that. I have a habit of working. Listen, y'all be making me mad talking about making it make sense. Y'all got to make this make sense. Now you done took this man's life because he came to defend his daughter for whatever the reasons is. And I'm gonna say it could be anything because I done been in so many situations in job. Whether it's done been me with my mouth, because I do have a mouth on me. I do. I most definitely have that mouth. I will met you where you at. I ain't finna play with you. I'm telling you. I will have you sitting around here rethinking your life decisions. I have you doing all that. Because my mouth is one of the mouths. It is most definitely. It's most definitely one of the mouths. I'm telling you it is. I know that if I know that about my mouth. I know my mouth could be the death of me. I know that about my mouth. My throat has been cut by my mouth. But and sometimes you have, but at work, you have to understand, when you at work, you have to, remember sometimes you in certain situations. But as the manager that got into it with the employee, see, unless you take it there, I ain't finna take it there. If you threaten me with bodily harm, then yes, then I ain't worried about no management. We ain't worried about no titles. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Once you introduce bodily harm that you finna do something to me for whatever reasons, we ain't even much got to worry about what paperwork say because we going all the way back to the governments. And even then that's gonna end in just the numbers. I'm just gonna keep that 100. But when you are in a manager position and you in there, you get into it with your employee, if you ain't grown enough to lead a job, but for you to go sit in the parking lot and wait on this man to come up there and then to try to prove yourself, to get out your car and shoot this girl daddy for coming to confront you about his child, doing what a man is supposed to do, what a father is supposed to do. I done read some comments talking about oversee. That's what happens when these girls getting people killed behind their mouth. No, that man died behind his child. That man stood on his business and that man lost his life behind his child. Not because of her wrongdoing, but because he went and stood up for his child. And clearly you didn't understand that. That's why you felt the need, that you felt threatened. That's why you pulled out a gun on the person that wanted to talk. Ain't no glory in that. You don't get no, like, not from Auntie, you don't. That you had to put, and I think that's crazy anyway. Y'all have to go grab weapons and pull out a weapon when somebody's trying to talk to you, but it's because y'all are so unemotionally intelligent. Unemotionally intelligent. Not emotionally intelligent, unemotionally intelligent. Y'all say I'm trying to use the politically correct words. I'm telling you, because that's what it is. Ain't no type of emotional intelligence, ain't no type of accountability. That's why y'all pull out weapons, because then can't nobody tell on y'all because y'all worried about somebody snitching on you. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Y'all around here doing this, taking people's lives, knowing y'all is not just built like that. Because a lot of y'all fold before y'all even make the prison. They got TV shows about y'all killing each other. The same ones running through the hood talking about no snitch, no snitch, no snitch. The same exact ones sitting behind the jails. Now they somebody bitch. Hoping don't nobody snitch and tell on them. Hoping and praying that ain't what's going on in there. Soon as they get in there, everything they aim for on the streets. All the ones that's on the streets, they be hollering about they do this and that and that ain't it. I done sat around some show enough killers, and I done sat around some that talked about it. I done, you know what I'm saying? I done seen the ones that's victims. I done seen innocent bystanders. I done seen it all. I work with them all. I done had the youth coming up, the ones that want to be somebody that they ain't, the ones that somebody that don't want to be that person. Like, I work with all those people. But when you know that you going to work, and if you got to the point, first of all, you a grown man, because you got to be at least 18. So 18, that's still out the dress. But you're a grown man. I need you to think about the decisions that y'all make. I need y'all to think about it. It's too much of this going on. It's too much. But listen, I truly want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. See, we got them in there too. We got all our stories in. Thank y'all for sending them. Thank y'all, keep them coming. I'm gonna keep trying to get them out. I'm gonna try to get them out. But seriously, next week we almost up out of here. 2025 is almost gone. 2026 we finna tear it up, y'all. All gas, no brakes. Y'all be prepared. Y'all ready for the event January the 3rd. I will be in Atlanta. If you have anything going on wherever y'all at and y'all want Auntie to be a part, or maybe I might want to just come and be a part of it. Y'all send me the invites if you want to be a sponsor for the event, sponsor for the show. Y'all hit me up, admin at Make It Make Sense with Auntie. Y'all can, I told y'all we got the number now. Y'all can write in. You can write your comments in. But just make sure y'all keep tuning in. Y'all keep coming. Y'all keep making it make sense. Y'all keep going by sharing what y'all learning with y'all babies. And now y'all can go over to Auntie Mills and the Fruitiverse so y'all babies can learn themselves. When life give you lemons, make sure y'all make it make sense with Auntie. I will see y'all next Tuesday at 9. Stay tuned for Simply Complicated at 11.